The Aztec Empire was one of the greatest civilizations ever built in the Americas. Imagine arriving in a city larger than London in the early 1500s. A city filled with magnificent temples, bustling marketplaces, clean canals, and more than 200,000 people. To the Spanish explorers who first saw it, the sight seemed almost magical. This incredible city was called Tenochtitlan, the heart of the Aztec Empire. Yet within only 2 years, this powerful civilization would collapse forever. How did one of history's greatest empires rise so quickly, and why did it fall so suddenly? This is the story of the Aztecs. Long before the empire existed, the people who would become known as the Aztecs called themselves the Mexica. According to their traditions, they wandered across central Mexico for generations, searching for the land promised by their patron god, Huitzilopochtli. The prophecy said they should settle where they saw an eagle perched on a cactus while eating a snake. After years of searching, they finally found this sign on a small island in Lake Texcoco in the year 1325. There, they built Tenochtitlan. What started as a tiny settlement surrounded by water would soon become one of the most remarkable cities in the world. Today, that legendary eagle and snake remain the national symbol on the Mexican flag. Building a city in the middle of a lake was an extraordinary challenge. The Aztecs developed an ingenious farming system called chinampas, often known as floating gardens. These artificial islands allowed them to grow maize, beans, squash, tomatoes, chili peppers, and flowers year-round. They built bridges, canals, aqueducts, and raised causeways connecting the island to the mainland. Fresh water flowed into the city through advanced engineering, while canals served as streets where thousands of canoes transported people and goods. Spanish visitors later wrote that Tenochtitlan rivaled the greatest cities of Europe. As the city flourished, the Aztecs became powerful warriors. Rather than destroying neighboring kingdoms, they conquered them and demanded tribute. Every conquered region delivered food, precious stones, gold, cotton, exotic feathers, cacao beans, and valuable goods to the capital. This wealth transformed Tenochtitlan into one of the richest cities in the Americas. By the early 1500s, the Aztec Empire ruled millions of people across central Mexico. Life inside the empire was highly organized. Children attended schools where they learned history, religion, mathematics, warfare, and practical skills. Merchants traveled hundreds of miles, carrying luxury goods across Mesoamerica. Craftsmen created breathtaking jewelry from gold, jade, turquoise, and obsidian. Doctors treated patients using hundreds of medicinal plants and even performed surprisingly advanced medical procedures. Markets welcomed tens of thousands of shoppers every day. Chocolate, made from cacao beans, was considered a luxury reserved mainly for nobles and warriors. Cacao beans themselves were so valuable they were often used as money. Religion shaped every part of Aztec life. They believed the gods had sacrificed themselves to create the universe, and humans had a sacred duty to repay that sacrifice. At the center of Tenochtitlan stood the enormous Templo Mayor. Priests held elaborate ceremonies dedicated to the gods of war, rain, agriculture, and the sun. Some ceremonies included human sacrifice, one of the most controversial aspects of Aztec civilization. The Aztecs believed these offerings helped keep the sun moving across the sky and maintained balance in the universe. Although historians continue to debate the scale of these sacrifices, they were an important part of Aztec religious belief. Everything changed in 1519. Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés landed on the coast of Mexico with around 600 soldiers. Compared to the vast Aztec Empire, the Spanish force seemed insignificant. But Cortés quickly formed alliances with indigenous peoples who deeply resented Aztec rule and the heavy tribute they were forced to pay. Thousands joined the Spanish campaign. Then another deadly enemy appeared, smallpox. The disease spread rapidly through the population because the people had no natural immunity. Entire communities were devastated. Even important Aztec leaders died from the epidemic. The empire weakened at exactly the moment it faced invasion. In 1521, the Spanish and their indigenous allies surrounded Tenochtitlan. The siege lasted for months. Food supplies disappeared. Disease spread. The city's canals became battlefields. Temple after temple was destroyed. Eventually, the magnificent capital surrendered. The once great city was reduced to ruins. The Spanish later built Mexico City directly on top of the ancient capital, burying much of the Aztec world beneath the modern metropolis. Although the Aztec Empire disappeared, its legacy remains alive. Millions of people still speak Nahuatl, the language of the Aztecs. Foods such as chocolate, tomatoes, avocados, and chili peppers spread from Mesoamerica to kitchens across the globe. Archaeologists continue discovering temples, artwork, and hidden sections of Tenochtitlan beneath modern Mexico City. The story of the Aztecs is one of extraordinary innovation, powerful leadership, remarkable engineering, and dramatic conquest. Their empire may have fallen over 500 years ago, but their influence continues to shape the world today. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to subscribe for more documentaries exploring the greatest civilizations ever created.